Hi friends, welcome to Stocks and Crypto Plays. I have some breaking epic news from a discovery that I made about Blackrock and about Charles Schwab and what they've done with their AMC stock and the timing of it all. It's absolutely epic. I've just been doing so much research, deep diving, digging into the data, trying to figure out what's going on with our AMC and with our APE. So this news is absolutely epic. You're not going to want to miss any of this video. Make sure you watch the whole thing. Hit like, hit subscribe, add notifications. At the end of this, share the video with a friend. This is epic. Okay, friends, this is a little bit of a later video tonight, but I need to get it out to you. I probably should have waited till Friday, but I just didn't want to. So Thursday night, here we go. Here's some epic AMC news. So the news is Blackrock sold approximately 22 million AMC shares recently. And you might ask yourself why, and that's what I asked myself when I started researching. They sold them just a few days after the announcement of the AMC APE special dividend. I am talking a few days. So the AMC special dividend was announced in early August. Let me see if I can find it for you here in my notes. I've got so many notes, friends. Okay, August 4th, 2022, AMC announced the special APE dividend, right? August 4th, 2022. Then, what happens on August 8th? Just what, 4 days later? Blackrock sells 22 million AMC shares. Ask yourself why. Didn't BlackRock want to get their free APE shares? It was a dividend. It was a special dividend. It was a reward. It was a bonus for the AMC shareholders. And you had to be holding to get the shares, to get the APE when they paid them out. So by selling that early before the deadline, they missed out on 22 million free APE shares. Interesting. Why would BlackRock do that? What did they know that we didn't know as retail holders? Did they have inside information? Did they know exactly what the price was going to be in the near future? Or are they part of the group that sets the price? So you see, just 4 days later, they sold it, right? And you always hear, nobody knows when to sell or to buy. You can't time the market. Interesting. That's so interesting because BlackRock actually timed the market, the AMC market, to the precise day of its highest point when they sold. The exact precise day. How could they know this? Out of 365 days in a year, somehow BlackRock knew the precise day to sell it, to sell the AMC when it was its absolute highest price. How did they know this? Interesting. So if you go into the archives and you look at it, the date on the paperwork of the sell date for BlackRock, the 22 million shares, is August 8th. Okay? So actually it's August 9th. August 9th is the date on the paperwork. But I guarantee you they sold it on the 8th, okay? They just put the 9th on the paperwork. And here's how you know. On August 8th, the highest price of AMC it hit a high of $27.50. That was as high as it got before the special dividend was issued and before the price was cut in half. They sold at the absolute top, $27.50. And after BlackRock sold, the very next day, it was down to $23.20. About a $4 drop in 1 day, friends. BlackRock sold at the top, $27.50. The next day, AMC goes down to $23.20. How did they know this? And they're the ones that pushed it down from $27.50 down to $23.20. Why? Because they sold 22 million shares. How did they know the exact top highest price and when the exact day was to sell? How did they know? And why would they sell before they were issued their free ape shares? Comment below. Do you have the answers? I do. I'm not ready to share them yet, but this is unbelievable, friends. I'm showing you what's going on. My mind is blown. I think yours is too. Please make sure you hit like, subscribe, add notifications. At the end, share the video with a friend. I have a little bit more information for you. This is longer than I want this video to be, but stick around. Don't leave the video. Reward me by hitting like and watching the video because I'm making this video longer than is recommended. So here we go. Not only did Blackrock sell at the top, they probably called their buddies that they work with and they let them know what was going on just a few days after. They had to take care of themselves first before they told anyone. They had to get their cash first, and they did. Once they got their check cleared and cash in their hand, they made a phone call to their buddies over at Charles Schwab. That's a hard word to say. So anyways, just a few days later, Charles Schwab sold quite a few shares, friends. Let me see if I can take a look for you here at how much Charles Schwab sold just a few days later. So it looks, oh, here we go. I found it on the FINRA, okay? On the FINRA data, they sold approximately 1 million shares on August 15th. Charles Schwab, I can't say that word. They sold 1 million shares on the 15th. How interesting. Interesting. So you got 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th. 7 days later, after BlackRock sells $22 million, Schwab, they have a much smaller position. They sold 1 million shares. And they sold close to the top too. Not as quite as near the top as BlackRock, because they were at the actual top, and then Schwab sold just a little bit lower than the top, 1 million shares. How did they know? And that was also before they were given their ape. They could have got 1 million extra ape. BlackRock could have got 22 million ape extra. They chose not to. Why? What did they know? What was going on? Very interesting, friends. This is crazy news that I've uncovered for you. Absolutely crazy news. I have more data that I'm just going to save for another video. I've got so much data for you, friends, but I'm going to wrap it up here in summary, okay? I'm going to wrap it up in summary. Just a couple days after the announcement from CEO Adam Aron of AMC, just a few days after, BlackRock sells 22 million shares of AMC. And by selling at that date that they sold it, they missed out on their free ape. All they had to do was hold it for another month and they get 22 million more free ape. Why didn't they hold? Did they know they were going to be able to short ape and bring it way down to $1? Did they know? Interesting. It's a calculated risk, isn't it? Because they sold AMC at the absolute top price. And they did that knowing they were going to miss out on 22 million free ape dividend shares. And not only did they do it, they called their buddies at Charles Schwab and they sold 1 million shares. And they missed out on 1 million free ape shares. And they sold near the top. And now, fast forward to today, AMC is at like $6. BlackRock sold at like $27, and we're at $6 today. How did they know? Ape came out at like $10-ish. Ape's down to $1. How did they know? Think about this, friends. This is epic. I cannot give you all the answers, but I think I've given you enough. So, yes, this blows your mind, and you see the corruption, how powerful it is. But regardless, I want to tell you not to worry, because in the end, we're going to win. Ape is going to squeeze, AMC is going to squeeze. We are going to get a payday, friends. You have to hold your AMC, you have to hold your Ape. I'm not a financial advisor, this is not financial advice. Having said that, you have to hold your Ape and AMC. They're both going to squeeze. And we will get paid. but I've just exposed BlackRock and Charles Schwab. But one little tiny piece of interesting news is Charles Schwab actually just made a huge purchase in November of AMC shares. They purchased, what was it? I think about 1.5 million shares, something in that range. Charles Schwab increased their position of AMC stock by 89%. 89%. They went from 1.6 million to 3.1 million, increasing their shares by 89%. They almost doubled their position on November 14th. On November 14th, they doubled their position basically in AMC stock, November 14th. So you can all feel very good knowing AMC will be running very soon because they know the answers to the test. And by the way, BlackRock is still holding approximately 20 million AMC shares. And now Charles Schwab just doubled their position in AMC. So be happy, friends. Stay encouraged. Stay strong. Comment some positive bullish news below. This video was way longer than it should be, but I hope you're still watching. I appreciate you all. Have a great night, and I'll probably see you over the weekend with an updated video. Put those notifications on. Have a great night.